This is some good music. I haven't played the Professor Layton games, nor the Ace Attorney games. There's a lot of like, oh, I love how that's my favorite thing about Twitch. I go to mute my output, I then click on the stream to have it on in the background, and then it unmutes the stream. Don't do that. Keep it muted. Thank you. But as I said before, yeah, I haven't played the Professor Layton games or Ace Attorney. Maybe at some point in the future I might do that. I don't think I'm going to stream that. Like, I could probably stream like a couple of games a year, but maybe at some point. When it comes to long form games, I'm less inclined to do it, considering how long that series could potentially take. But hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Persona 5 today. I've made about 3 hours of progress doing the life event stuff, just doing some things in between us sending out the calling card. I've also gone to Mementos and done that. So everyone is quite high level, and I think we're going to have quite a nice time in the dungeon. I also did some high level persona fusing. I had a red alert go off. So I've got a pretty damn powerful persona that I'm looking forward to showing off in the stream. But yeah, this is the finale. This is it. This is the end of season 1. I would say, like, it feels like it's gone by really quickly. It hasn't. I've definitely learned a lot of things from this series and how I might do streams going forward for Persona 5. One of those changes, like how life will change itself, is I might in the future pre-record the life, the quality, I forget what they call it, the free time stuff, so I can just focus on doing the palaces, the intermittent story during the streams. But that will depend. It's not going to be I'm not going to do that all the time. I will still try and do as much free time stuff on stream as I can, but just to, you know, alleviate some of the stress of recording this game across the year, I think that would be a good way of going about it. Right, anyway, we've got news to look at, chat. News. The news segment. My favourite part of the stream. And you can quote me. Rogue Legacy. I've heard of Rogue Legacy 2. Apparently good. I haven't played it. Right. The news. Why is my encoder overloaded? What's going on right now? That's not a good sign. So, as I said before, season finale. As you can see, we began an hour earlier today. The reasoning behind that is basically I need to get this game done like before 7 PM. And I don't know if we'll get through the deadline and also the boss and the free time we have. We probably will. And if I end up finishing early, we can spend the rest of the stream messing about and doing some other things. So I don't mind ending early for this. I could then like give like a third of the way through a review for Persona 5 at the end and talk about my experience with the game so far. So yeah, I'm scared of how long this will take, so I'm doing 4 hours for safety. That's the plan, and I got the time today to do that, so I don't mind. I mean, 4 hours is nothing compared to 6 hours, so yeah. Onimusha, chat. I've decided to graduate Onimusha from being a scattershot playthrough, where I would do like 2 to 3 intermittent parts, to being a fully fledged playthrough. The reasoning behind this is Onimusha is not a long game. It's around 7 to 8 hours. And I already record games that are longer than that. Like Everhood is longer than that. So I don't mind doing full recordings for this game. I have a plan as well in how I can make that more entertaining. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. After Everhood 2, my next recording series, after a small break, is going to be Onimusha. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I think I am. I am looking forward to this game a lot because it combines 2 of my favourite games, Resident Evil and Sekiro, into one package. It has Resident Evil puzzles in it, and it has like Sekiro or Sword-esque combat. Like what more could I want from a game? So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this. As I'm going to talk about every week now, every stream leading up to the birthday week, the week commencing 24th. You think it's 2 weeks from now? If we can just check it, yeah, it is. It's 2 weeks from now. I am going to be doing 3 streams. A Monday stream, Return to Cadence of Hyrule. That'll be a sequel stream to the one I did last year. I will also be doing Floor of the Floors, which is going to be a stream, a very chill, just relaxing event where I draw a couple of like custom flowers for games or media I have consumed within the last year or two. I think that'll be fun. And then finally, I'm going to be doing Flower Surfers and Castlevania Bloodlines, because I need to play this game before I get to Portrait of Ruin, and this will be the best chance to do it, I think. So yeah, 3 very different streams, Return to Cadence of Hyrule. Honestly, I think I'm going to suffer more in this stream than the Castlevania Bloodlines one, considering how I'm going to be keeping checkpoints in that game. But yeah, just a reminder of those 3 special streams. We'll be putting God of War 4 on hiatus. Oh, not God of War 5, God of War Ragnarok on hiatus while we do that. So, yeah. Death Stranding 2 is a game that I'm looking forward to a lot. It got announced recently during their the conference they did recently for Death Stranding 2. This game is going to be releasing in June 26, 2025. That is a lot sooner than I thought it was going to be. I thought this game was going to be releasing at the end of the year. Nope, it's releasing in this half of the year. That's not good. I'm terrified. I'm very scared. But here we are, chat. June 26th, 2025. Oh no. Yeah, I'm surprised by how much I'm looking forward to this. Definitely. I like the first game a lot. I played that back on my PS4, and I had a really pleasant time with it. There were some issues in terms of how it was presented, and I couldn't follow the story all the time, but I was invested, and I think it was as one would describe, a new genre. So I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully it's good. And of course, people have been going crazy over the fact that there is a Solid Snake-esque character in this, in the form of this guy, who is apparently a pretty famous Italian actor. So that's fun. Kojima always finds like lots of different people to come into his games. But yeah, it does feel like Solid Snake. I guess Kojima is like, well, since I've distanced myself enough from that franchise, why don't I bring him back for one more hurrah? It's not David Hayter, it's someone else, but it does remind me a lot of that. More Everhood 2? I can kind of give a review of this game now. I think it is a lot weirder than Everhood 1, and that is a praise. Definitely, I'm praising the game when I say that. However, I think that the game, in terms of its length compared to the first game, the way it deviates is going to turn a lot of people off. Because for a good portion of the game, that you don't know what you're doing. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You're just going to all these different worlds and wacky things are occurring. There is no like real given purpose in the second part of the game, and it does kind of damage the experience a bit. Not too much, because now I've reached a point where I know what's going on now. But I think the lack of mystery and the lack of like characters telling you what you're doing kind of makes the second part of that game feel very confusing. Saying that though, I did spend an entire episode talking to mushrooms. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but yep, there was a room full of mushroom sprites, and each one had their own sprite, their own name, and it took me about 45 minutes to get through there. So yeah, that was fun, that was good, I enjoyed that, definitely. But yeah, some good fights in there. It's as good as the first one in terms of the fights. I mentioned during the recordings that I'm glad it isn't relying on the elements of the first game that made it weird, but it's doing new weird things instead, which is cool. 1,000 times resist, chat. I finished this game yesterday night, and I need to talk about it. I need to talk about it in a long form review, so there's going to be a quick harvest soon. Probably going to record it tomorrow, I think, where I'm going to talk about this game and how much I enjoyed it. But that'll be fun. without going into spoilers, I'll probably have like a non-spoiler section and then a spoiler segment at the end. Well, it's kind of hard to talk about this game without talking about spoilers, but we'll see. I'll work out what to do with that, but I want to review it because it was very good. There was a comparison that I saw getting made of it, and I kind of also agree. Like, if you like Signalis and the story in that game, you're going to like this game's story. It is presented in a very similar way. As I talked about before of this, it is created by people who have theatre backgrounds, and due to COVID, they had to go into lockdown, obviously, and they started working on this game, which is a game entirely driven by story, art direction, music. It's not doing anything crazy with the visuals. Like, the game does not look incredible. You can tell it's an indie game, but everything it does with the music, the presentation is fantastic. I think it's great. I've also started Suikoden 1. I had this in the background. I don't think I'm going to do a quick horror to this game, and there was a point where I was thinking of recording this. I'm going to hold off. My plan is similar to 1,000 times this, is I'm going to play the game and then give a review at the end. There are thousands of RPGs out there, chat, which I could do recordings to. Some of them I have plans for, but not Suikoden. This is a game series I have no plans of recording. So I'm going to just do a review at the end, I think, and talk about my experiences with it. And then finally, anime talk. Anime talk. Talking about the final Evangelion movie. Chat, I have been doing this in the last 4 news segments. I talked about maybe 3 last time, maybe 2 the last one before that, and maybe 1 before that. I will say with certainty that this is the second best one. Not the best one. I think the best one is probably the second one. Just in terms of narrative to follow. This movie still has a few of the shortcomings of the third movie, in how I have no idea what's going on at the end. However, what happens in this movie makes more sense. And if you just focus your brain on the fact that we're defeating a bad guy, it's fine. The ending was a little bit confusing, because I'm not a manga or anime person. I think this is definitely suited better for someone who has seen the anime and manga. It kind of feels a bit meta in that regard. I've been told that the title, Fight Upon a Time, is a reference to the fact that there are 3 different timelines, apparently. And whatever Shinji does at the end of this movie basically solves them all. So end of Evangelion, the manga, everything gets a happy ending, which is cool. I like that. Very happy for fans of the series to get a nice, comfy ending after all the heartbreak they've had. My favourite part of the movie wasn't even that, though. Favourite part of the movie was the first 45 minutes. I loved it. I loved the village part. I thought I wasn't at first, but the whole everyone kind of settling down in the remains of human society and seeing how they're dealing with all of that was fantastic. Oh, this is good music, chat. Seeing Rei, I think her name is. I don't know if that's how you do pronounce it. It is, yeah, I think. Seeing her like develop human feelings was great. I loved how slow-paced the first part of the movie was. I just think that the pacing was really well done. Animation was great. I enjoyed the part in the movie where they used motion capture for the Evangelion fight. That was fun. Like, I think it was poorly animated on purpose. Well, it wasn't poorly animated. I would say that it was done in a way where it was meant to be reminiscent of old, like, mech animes, mech shows, which is cool. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of fan service in this movie. I would say it's the most fan service heavy Evangelion movie. Which makes sense because this is like 10 years after the first game, the third movie. This came out in 2021. The third movie came out in like 2011, I think. So people have had to wait like 10 years for this movie to come out. So no wonder why people were like so happy when it released and it was good. Right. Guess the game, chat. Let's guess the game. And then we'll get into the final episode of Persona 5 Royal Rose. For now. Not forever, but for now. I think I already know what this is. This looks like a FromSoft game. Oh, you guys can't see. Hold on. Elden Ring. Is that the... No. Ghost of Tsushima. I've seen this before. Oh, it's Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 7. That's Queen's Blood. No! No! Don't do that! Yeah, that's Queen's Blood. I could tell from that icon. I guess that could be Nibelheim? Me? Nibelheim. Oh, okay, the timer has gone back. Yeah, it would do that. Get out of it, timer. Has Rebirth not really shown up? I can't believe Rebirth and... Like, it's been getting good recognition, like, among the global population of the world, obviously. But, like, this game should be, like... I think it deserves a lot more love than it gets. It is, like... It's probably one of the best RPGs I've ever played. And endlessly fun, endlessly innovative. Like, same with Remake. I guess maybe people are waiting for part 3 and see how things wrap up. But, I don't know. What is this then? Walk to Roof? Oh, is it a King's Quest? No. Okay, well, it's Indiana Jones. Look at him, look at him, look how low poly he is. Is it Fair Atlantis? Yeah, apparently this game's really good. The story is apparently pretty damn good in this game. There you go. 1000 times resist. It's on here. It's not. Is it Callisto Thought it was playing Snake Eater there for a second. Callisto Protocol. What? Oh, wait, is it the Frank game? The casting of Frank's turn. Apparently this game is really bad. At one point, I was planning on doing the Supermassive games as like a full like marathon of going through all of them. But after finding out that the only ones that I think I'm going to enjoy are probably going to be Little Hope and House of Ashes, I'm less on doing that. Maybe I'll just do the ones I'm interested in. But apparently Devil in Me is not good. And The Quarry is also very mid. And while, you know, don't listen to reviews, chat, see how you feel for yourself. There's a lot of horror games I could play, chat. And I'd rather play the ones that I think I'm going to enjoy, just from what I've read and what I've seen. And I'm always a little bit skeptical about these massive games and if I'm going to enjoy them or not. And yeah, the two I'm most interested in are probably Little Hope and House of Ashes, because I have been told that those two are pretty alright. But we'll see. Maybe I'll play them at some point in the future.